So now let's look at wireless control, QoS control in a wireless frame. So now this is showing the MAC header, MAC header detail. If I just draw and explain this bit more, whenever you get the upper layer information, so you will get this particular information from the upper layer. That is the component we normally call MAC service data unit, service data unit without your own layer protocol. So in that way, this is the upper layer information you're getting. So it can be variable payload. So once it comes to the MAC layer 2, they will adding their MAC header. So this is the MAC header component. All these fields are not that important for this discussion about QoS, but just remember that in wireless contradict to wired, you will have a 4 address field. Okay, that's the one difference. So then this is normally still you will have a source address, destination address, but you will have something called transmit address and receiver address as well. So like that, there are possible 4 address field are there. So now when it comes to QoS point of view, there's a field called QoS control field, which is highlighted here. So that is the bit we need to pay attention when you want to understand what parameters, what information encoded here. You need to have some idea. So before go there, just to wrap up this previous conversation, like this upper layer information we call MSDU, MAC Service Data Unit. Once you adding your own header and sometime in this particular case trailers as well, so that is called protocol data unit. So in that way it is called PDU, but because of the MAC layer we call MPDU. So whenever you see some notes saying the documentation MPDU, just remember it is a Wi-Fi frame with the headers and trailers. MSDU mean it is a upper layer information coming into MAC layer. So now if you pay attention what is inside this QoS control, you will see there are several other fields. So the important aspect of that is actually there's something called traffic identifier, a TID value. So it's a 4-bit value, but out of that 4-bit value, mainly if you're using a EDCA, the 4th bit will be always 0. That means this traffic identifier has a 3-bit value. So sometimes this is the bit we call normally UP value, user priority value. So that user priority value, because if it's a 3-bit value, you can have 8 different values, starting from all 0, that value will be value 0, and all 1 value will be 7. We talked about previously 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 values. So these 8 values, they classifying into 4 different access categories. So in that way, in wireless, just remember it doesn't have like a wired many way of classifying traffic. What you only have is a 4 access category. So those 4 access categories called access category voice, and access category video, and access category best effort, and access category background. So we discuss about this UP value point of view, 6 and 7 for voice and 4 and 5 for video. It is not 3 and 2 because we want to treat by default. If no QoS set, those as a best effort traffic. So in that way, 3 and 0 will be for best effort, and then 2 and 1 for background. So in that way, remember 2 and 1, the UP value has a lower priority compared to 0. Okay. The other thing to remember is this QoS control field only comes with the data frame. So it is because data frame is the one we want to classify, like not control and management frame. So this field only available in the QoS data frame, like data frame. That means the station who has the capability of classifying the traffic, those data frame will have those markings. Then other thing, some other information is something called transmit opportunity limit. So this is again 8-bit value. Sometime if a frame transmitted by AP, so that will be dictating the opportunity given. But sometimes if it is coming from the client, it can be 2 different meaning, like depending on the some bit setting. So client can requesting a transmit opportunity duration, or otherwise client can tell how much buffer data client got in particular access category. That will be useful for AP to determining allocating of transmit opportunities. So like that, just remember that in the wireless header, there's a field called QoS control. It's a 2 byte value, but our focus is this user priority value, which is the 3-bit value. So that's how we basically classifying the traffic. So now, even now you have this information, the challenges was in the wireless, there are no standard guidelines, like how basically we should basically map this value. Now, if you remember now in the access point of view, one side, this is the over the air wireless. So this is the, whenever the wireless frame comes, it has a UP value here. Okay. So now whenever it's go to wired side, so this is IP based communication. So then in here, the QoS marking pretty much like a DSCP. So what is the best way to basically map these UP to DSCP, DSCP to UP? So this direction normally called upstream direction. This is called upstream direction. Traffic coming from the wireless client towards the AP. So this side we call downstream direction. So then there are no clear guideline downstream direction. So there are lack of guidance in that. Because of that, different vendors implemented their own ways. So in that way, if you're reading QoS documentation related to Wi-Fi, pay attention, because some guidance, some RFC came lately around 2018. We will look at it next. But if you're reading some older documentation, you will get confusing information, because this kind of standardization was not there. So in that way, different vendors implemented differently this mapping between the UP and DSCP. But what we are going to talk about next is there was a RFC. I think in the introductory section we talked about RFC 8325. It's a mapping between DSCP and UP value. So now in here, it is actually, this is the first RFC available for this kind of how you map DSCP value to UP value recommendation. But again, it is a guideline. It is up to the individual vendors to implement. But at least if you are implementing wireless QoS, just go through this RFC. It's clearly outlining the challenges currently we got, and then what is the recommendation they came up with. Uh, so here, this is the exactly extract from the that RFC. Normally, the default way of like the DSCP is like it's a 6-bit value. It's a 6-bit value. So the UP value we talk about is a 3-bit value. So what is the way of converting this 6-bit value to 3-bit value? So by default, actually 3 more significant bit of a DSCP can map into UP values. If you're doing that, so this is giving some example, like when you talk about DSCP to UP. So DSCP to UP mean this is applicable to whenever the traffic coming from the wired side, if it is the AP, when it goes to the wireless client, it need to map to UP value. So this is DSCP coming here whenever you map to UP value. One example, for example, if voice traffic comes with the EF value, DSCP value 46, when they're converting to the UP value, if you using this 3 more significant bit, it will converting into value 5. Okay. So whenever that means voice traffic will go as a UP value 5. Okay. So then, so now if it's a value 5, if you remember in the previous slide, we talk about where's the UP value 5 goes, access class voice, it expecting 6 and 7. So access class video, it is 4 and 5. So if you mark the traffic UP value 5, that will go into as a video access category. So same like that, sometime multimedia streaming normally mark with the AF34. AF34. If it is AF34, this value map as a UP value of 3. So if it is UP value 3, you can see here it will go to access category best effort 3 and 0. So like that, now video traffic coming from the wired side will go as a best effort category over there. So like that, you can see here different possibilities listed, which is not ideal. This is for the downstream direction. If you go for the upstream direction, you put UP to DSCP mapping. Like UP to DSCP mapping. Again, in here they're listing voice traffic sometime map as a UP value 6 go into CS6, which is the normal network control traffic. And then if it's UP value 5 multimedia conferencing traffic can get into CS4. So sometime in the wired side, RFC 4594, they recommended video traffic go to AF30, 34, 36, 38, whatever the category, but normally preferred into AF34, but it is going CSC. So like that, there are some inconsistencies. So in that way, now in this particular RFC 8325, they're primarily talking about what is the best practice for this upstream, downstream and upstream recommendation. So you can read this RFC to get all the detail, but in here in the next couple of slides, I will talk about the high level key features of this RFC, what is they are suggesting. So first look at the downstream direction. So what is the recommendation now? So this is exactly I extracted from the RFC. So in that way, this is drawing the same thing what you are showing here in a tabular fashion for understanding purposes or make it better visualization. So in here now what they're suggesting is the when the traffic come from the DSCP side and when you mark to the UP value, so what are the recommended sort of UP value. So in here the network control traffic, like network control traffic, if it is network control traffic comes, so then that need to go to access category, in here they're saying UP value 7 typically. This one again, remember this value normally you are not able to set because it is a typically network control protocol, from the wireless you should not set value 7 for anything going downstream for client purpose. Again, upstream coming client, there should not be any request to mark as a 7. So that's why in here it is saying they should basically, if somebody saying wired side UP value 7 come, they should not basically mark that as a UP7 over the air. They should basically put into 0. But if it is genuinely network control traffic, you can mark either CS6 or CS7. CS7 value has been reserved. So typically CS6 value we are assigning for network control traffic. So in that way, per hop behavior CS6, so that value map to, if it is genuine routing protocol traffic, network control traffic, UP7, but otherwise if it is client traffic, you should basically reset to UP value 0. In that way, if you mark UP0, that will go as a best effort category. So now in the voice traffic, definitely when the voice traffic comes, it should mark as a UP value 6. That's the recommendation. But in here, there's something called admitted voice admit traffic. That means if you want to give some preferences like real-time traffic where admission control has been implemented. If you want to treat that a little bit of higher preferences, DSCP value 44 is defined using this RFC 5865. In that way, sometime if you see voice admin or VA per hop behavior, just remember that is a admitted traffic. So then you need to give a little bit more privileges. So that was as well you recommended to mark as a UP6 traffic downstream direction. So now for other traffic, signaling traffic, it is important because signaling traffic they said to mark CS5. Okay, so CS5 signaling traffic is mark 5, but all the documentation in the past, this is saying signaling traffic will be CS3 or DSCP value 26. In that way. Now remember, as per this RFC, it is recommended to signaling traffic to mark CS5. Then the UP value for that is 5. Okay. So then there are different type of video traffic: multimedia conferencing, real-time interactive, multimedia streaming, and broadcast video. So in that particular thing, normally the conferencing traffic, like a video conferencing, recommendation is A41 or 42 or 43, depending on the multimedia conferencing, depending on the drop probability. But this is the lowest drop probability traffic. You should mark with A41. So that traffic in the wireless point of view, all of these things need to map into UP value of 4. So in that way, video category. So in that way, this is access class voice, like access class voice, and this is access class video. So all this particular traffic will map into signaling, multimedia conferencing, all these things map into access class video. Okay, so access class voice, probably network control, and the voice and admitted voice traffic. Like sometimes this could be video traffic, but having some sort of admission control. And then low latency data, operation, administration, and maintenance. So they are, and the high throughput data, they all saying that, like you need to mark as into the access class best effort. Like in the wired side, you will get any of these DSCP value. This value should basically map into UP value with a 3 or 0 that will go into the best effort category. So if you want to really penalize some sort of traffic or wireless medium, you need to put into the background sort of queue, like background queue, so that normally CS1 traffic comes. Ideally, you should put into the background queue. So this is the recommendation suggested in that particular RFC. When the downstream direction comes, you basically follow this guideline and implementing those rules. Now, when it comes to upstream direction, this is the sort of like, because now this is coming from the wireless client. So now in the past, what happened was there are some sort of mapping table available in the access point. Whatever the UP value come, you will map into a DSCP value. So this time I'm showing some different vendors. They have documented some example, like how they should map it. Even Cisco, now this is not the recommendation. Okay, so in that way, this mapping is not a recommended sort of approach now. Why? Because you don't want to basically, based on this UP value, really changing your DSCP value in the subsequent sort of hops. Like in that way, if you go with this mapping, it will lead into some inconsistencies. But this is what we have done in the past. Okay, so this is one thing you keep in mind. What is this RFC point of view? What they are recommending? Actually, a couple of options you have. Like one is, like in the past, you can have this UP to DSCP mapping table available in the access point here. So in here, you can see here that value 5 map into the 34, value 6 map into 46. So this is you can do. But problem is, if you based on the UP value, if you are rewriting DSCP, so then rest of your wired network, that can lead into some rewriting mismatch, like you will end up with the inconsistencies. In that way, using this method, the traditionally even we use, it is discouraged now, like mapping. So now if you are not doing that, there are a couple of other options. One option is we don't want to trust the UP value, but you can, as long as this endpoint accurately marking, like the DSCP based on the application, we can basically trust the DSCP value of the client coming. So now even the Cisco, the recommendation is actually doing that, because unless you can implementing your own policy. Okay, so in that way, general recommendation now is don't change your QoS values based trusting the UP value. Okay, so even though we implemented or that's what the basically in the past what we are doing, going forward, actually not trusting DSCP, make it simplify. In that way, whatever the inner DSCP value comes, you can keep consistently going through without rewriting and changing. But the drawback is, like if endpoint is not trusted, if you thinking they will exploiting this sort of marking, so then there are no choice rather than implementing some sort of DSCP based marking policies at the access point level. So this is the recommended method if you can do, like that mean in the wired side, we said normal. If it is traffic coming from untrusted endpoint, we are reclassifying. Okay, so we are going through a reclassification policy. Same like that, if you can apply some QoS policies for the traffic coming in based on the application, it can detecting AVC different applications, so you can apply certain sort of classification. So in that way, that is the recommended method, like at least applying a overall DSCP marking policies. But if you can't do, so this is the general recommendation from Cisco, how you basically go forward, like in that way, traditional this UP to DSCP marking value, this is deprecated, that means not recommended. But if you want to check, I think you can go to those mapping in the wireless QoS maps. In the CLI, you can type show QoS map. If it is enabled, you will see this map upstream, downstream direction. What is the controller going to be supported? So that is in this particular section. Now let's go for how we basically in the wireless controller environment, upstream and downstream direction, QoS work in the next section.